Hi everyone, I am Dr. Anisha and I welcome you to my channel. In the last video, we covered the local complications which we usually see after administration of the local anesthetic agent. And as I told you today in this discussion, I shall be covering all the systemic complications which occur after the administration of LA agent. But before starting the discussion, I would like you to kindly subscribe to my channel for further videos. Whenever we talk about the systemic complications which is caused by the local anesthetic agent, इसमें basically we cover the overdose reactions which can either be caused by the LA agent or the vasoconstrictor. That means बॉडी में LA एजेंट का या तो ओवरडोज हो जाएगा या फिर वेजोकंस्ट्रिक्टर का ओवरडोज हो जाएगा, तब जो भी आपके सिम्टम्स होंगे, जो भी आपके कॉम्प्लिकेशंस होंगे, दैट विल बी कवर्ड अंडर द ओवरडोज रिएक्शन. Now, the second point or the second complication which we usually see under systemic complication is the allergy. तो allergy भी एक complication है which can be seen after the introduction of the local anesthetic agent into the body. So firstly, when we talk about LA toxicity, मैंने पहले ही आपको बताया which is covered under overdose reaction. Overdose reaction is basically categorized into two parts. Firstly, we will be covering the overdose reaction which is caused by LA toxicity. Alright, and in the second portion, we shall be talking about the overdose reaction which is caused by the vasoconstrictor toxicity. As we all know, जो भी आपका LA का कार्ट्रिज है उसमें एक लोकल एनेस्थेटिक एजेंट के साथ साथ वेजोकॉन्स्ट्रिक्टर भी होगा. For example, epinephrine. So, any one of the component का अगर overdose हो जाएगा, तो that will lead to toxicity. So, firstly, we are gonna cover LA toxicity. क्या क्या complications होंगे, क्या क्या symptoms होंगे, कैसे management होगी अगर बॉडी में LA की यानी लोकल एनेस्थेटिक एजेंट की टॉक्सिसिटी हो जाए तो. अगर मैं टॉक्सिसिटी की बात करूं तो बेसिकली any kind of toxicity is referred to as the symptoms which are manifested as a result of overdose or excessive administration of any kind of solution. I already told you जब भी कोई भी solution का excessive overdose हो जाएगा बॉडी में, excessive absorption हो जाएगी बॉडी में जरूरत से ज्यादा, तब जो आपके systems manifest होंगे या बॉडी में आपको दिखाई देंगे, that will be covered under the toxicity. So अगर etiology की बात की जाए तो ऐसे कौन कौन से causes हैं जिनके वजह से टॉक्सिसिटी हम देख सकते हैं बॉडी में. तो फर्स्टली एनी लार्ज डोज ऑफ द ड्रग का अगर आप ऑटोमेटिकली अगर लार्ज डोज आप इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे पेशेंट में, डेफिनेटली टॉक्सिसिटी इज गोइंग टू बी देयर. नाउ सेकेंडली, एक्सीडेंटल आईवी इंजेक्शन. अगर वी ऑलरेडी नो जो आपकी बायो अवेलेबिलिटी है वाया आईवी रूट, इट इज 100%. सो जो आपका आईवी इंजेक्शन होगा अगर एक्सीडेंटली इंट्रोड्यूस हो गया LA का, देन ऑल्सो LA टॉक्सिसिटी कैन बी प्रोड्यूस्ड. फाइन. नाउ थर्डली, अगर आपका जो रिक्वायर्ड ड्रग है उसका कॉन्सेंट्रेशन टू मच हो जाए बॉडी में, एक्सेसिवली ज्यादा हो जाए कॉन्सेंट्रेशन, then also LA toxicity can be produced. Then slow detoxification. Now in some patients there are liver diseases present and we already know जो भी आपका absorption का काम है उसमें liver का एक बहुत ही vital role play होता है. and if by any chance patient में liver problem अगर होगी तो जो detoxification होगी उस process में it will be slow, उस process में delay हो जाएगा and therefore the body will have toxicity of the drug. Then the next cause can be any kind of kidney problem will lead to the toxicity of the drug because of the slow elimination. Now kidney is responsible for elimination of the residual drugs. So अगर kidney क्या problem patient में अगर होगा तो there will be slow elimination of the drug and therefore toxicity. And lastly, अगर injection of the solution में कोई हाईली वैस्कुलर एरिया में आपने इंजेक्ट कर दिया है सोल्यूशन को, ओके, विदाउट द एडिशन ऑफ द वेजोकॉन्स्ट्रिक्टर, देन ऑल्सो टॉक्सिसिटी के जो चांसेस हैं दैट विल बी वेरी मच हाई. नाउ एज वी ऑलरेडी नो, हम वेजोकॉन्स्ट्रिक्टर फॉर एग्जाम्पल एपिनेफ्रिन क्यों ऐड करते हैं, एड्रेनालिन हम क्यों ऐड करते हैं, वी हैव ऑलरेडी स्टडीड, सो एज टू गेट the effect of the local anesthetic agent in a very localized area. हमें जिस भी एरिया में LA एक्टिविटी चाहिए, हमें जिस भी एरिया में एनेस्थेटिक एक्टिविटी चाहिए, उस एरिया को लोकलाइज करने के लिए, इफेक्ट को लोकलाइज करने के लिए वी पुट वेजोकॉन्स्ट्रिक्टर and many more reasons are there. So one of the reason is to localize the effect of the local anesthetic agent. So that is why we add vasoconstrictor. But अगर कोई ऐसा सोल्यूशन आपने हाईली वैस्कुलर एरिया में इंजेक्ट कर दिया है जहां पे लोकल एनेस्थेटिक एजेंट के साथ वेजोकॉन्स्ट्रिक्टर नहीं है, तो दैट कैन ऑल्सो लीड टू दी लोकल एनेस्थेटिक एजेंट की जो टॉक्सिसिटी है वो हो जाएगी, and of course there will be overdose, there will be toxicity. So these are the some of the etiologies which can lead to the LA toxicity. Now moving on to the signs and symptoms which we usually see when there is overdose of the local anesthetic agent. So अगर मैं signs and symptoms की बात करूं तो basically we cover the signs and symptoms into two aspects. Firstly, early CNS stimulation symptoms, and then we have late CNS depression symptoms. So what happens is, initially when there is minimal to moderate overdose level, so there will be early CNS stimulation symptoms. जो भी आपके symptoms होंगे वो stimulating होंगे, CNS को stimulate करेंगे, and therefore you will have symptoms like talkativeness, restlessness, apprehensive nature. The patient will be very excited, convulsive in nature. All right. Now your BP, pulse rate and जो respiratory rate होगा, that is gonna get increased along with the presence of nausea and vomiting also. Now lethargy will also be there, sleeplessness will be there, and unconsciousness eventually will be seen. Alright, now if I talk about late CNS depression symptoms, नाम से समझ में आ रहा है जो आपके CNS के जो symptoms हैं that will be kind of depressing. जो CNS होगा वो depress हो जाएगा, and ये जो आपके symptoms हैं they will be seen in moderate to high overdose levels. And अगर मैं इन सिम्टम्स की बात करूं तो बेसिकली we'll see tonic clonic seizure activity followed by generalized central nervous system depression, जहां पे आपका जिसकी वजह से जो ब्लड प्रेशर है, जो पल्स रेट है, जो रेस्पिरेटरी रेट है, दैट इज गोना गेट डिक्रीज्ड. ऑलराइट, सारे के सारे जो आपके मतलब रेस्पिरेटरी डिप्रेशन है वो नजर आएंगे. Patient can be also unconscious at times, and further अगर इनका combination हो जाए तो this CNS depression can lead to the death of the patient. Now let us see what all preventions can be taken so as to avoid LA toxicity. ऐसे क्या क्या preventive measures हम ले सकते हैं जिसके वजह से LA toxicity can be prevented. So firstly आप pre-analgesic evaluation करें patient का. जब भी आप किसी patient को you introduce local anesthetic agent into the patient, आप उससे पहले एक pre-analgesic evaluation कर लें patient का. Now weakest possible concentration should be used. आप जब भी कोई LA एजेंट का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं तो जो एक weakest possible concentration है जिसको इंट्रोड्यूस करने से आपका जो प्रोसीजर है, जो आपकी जो ट्रीटमेंट रेजीम है वो पूरी तरीके से प्रॉपरली पेनलेसली हो जाएगी. आप वीकेस्ट पॉसिबल कॉन्सेंट्रेशन का आप उस कॉन्सेंट्रेशन का यूज करें. देन थर्डली आप, विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, वेजोकॉन्स्ट्रिक्टर का जो यूज है दैट शुड बी डन. We already have studied the importance of a vasoconstrictor in a LA agent, right? So vasoconstrictor should be used. Now, the volume which is used during LA administration, जो भी आप volume use करें, that should be least possible volume which shall be used, all right. जिसके वजह से जो आपका ट्रीटमेंट प्रोटोकॉल है, जो आपका सर्जिकल इन्वॉल्वमेंट है, सर्जिकल ट्रीटमेंट प्लान है, वो एफिशिएंटली प्रॉपरली हो जाए, आप उतने वॉल्यूम का, लीस्ट वॉल्यूम का यूज करें. देन द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, एस्पिरेट बिफोर इंजेक्शन. नाउ एस्पिरेशन का क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है, वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड इन आवर लास्ट डिस्कशन. Kindly watch it if you have not watched yet. So aspiration before injection is very much important, especially during introduction of local anesthetic agent. Now lastly, जो आपका speed होगा injection का, it should be very slow. Ideally, we have already discussed 1 ml per minute, is the ideal speed by which the local anesthetic agent should be administered. So 1 ml per minute is the ideal speed. तो आप कोशिश करें जो आप LA इंजेक्शन आप बॉडी में दे रहे हैं, that should be very slowly introduced into the body. And by all these preventive measures, one can definitely prevent the complication of LA toxicity or overdose in the body. तो ऐसे क्या क्या ट्रीटमेंट प्लान्स हैं जो पेशेंट को हम दे सकते हैं जब बॉडी में LA की टॉक्सिसिटी हो जाए या ओवरडोज हो जाए. तो एक बेसिक प्रोटोकॉल है विच वी ऑल नीड टू नो बिफोर हैंडलिंग एनी काइंड ऑफ पेशेंट ऑफ दिस प्रॉब्लम. सो देयर इज अ बेसिक इमरजेंसी मैनेजमेंट which is regarded as PABCD. So P stands for position, wherein unconscious patient अगर है तो supine with feet elevated slightly होना चाहिए, all right. Now अगर conscious है तो फिर आप patient के comfort के हिसाब से आप position patient का decide कर सकते हैं. Now अगर unconscious है तो हम slightly elevate क्यों करते हैं, we already know, so as to increase the blood supply in the brain, all right. So this was position. Now moving on to A, which stands for airway. Now we need to check the airway of the patient. आप patient का airway check करेंगे. अगर unconscious patient होगा तो आप assess करेंगे उसका airway and you will try to maintain the airway, okay, by different kinds of maneuvers. Now अगर conscious patient होगा तो you have to assess the airway again in that patient. Now we'll watch the breathing. Now unconscious patient में अगर breathing आप assess किया और breathing में अगर problem है तो आपने assess करने के बाद अगर breathing में problem आपने observe किया, so we need to ventilate the patient if necessary, all right. And in case of a conscious patient, again you need to assess the breathing first, all right. Now moving on to C, that is circulation. We already know circulation को improve करने के लिए एक unconscious patient में we need to give external cardiac compressions, all right. And conscious patients में we need to assess the circulation and then act accordingly. Finally, the D is definitive care, wherein after diagnosis we have to give the management, wherein emergency drugs and or assistance of the emergency medical services are to be given. Now we will be studying all these emergency management one by one. So अगर mild stimulation आपने देखा है patient में, so no treatment is required, and also जो आपका injection है उसका further administration को हम stop कर देंगे, all right. So this is something we do when there is mild stimulation of the CNS, all right, or there is mild overdose. Now if moderate stimulation is seen, so along with this basic emergency management protocol, we are supposed to inject barbiturates, 0.2% solution of sodium thiopental secobarbital, all right, and also oxygen inhalation, all right. So this is what we do when there is moderate stimulation of the CNS. Now when we talk about the convulsive phase, if the overdose is too much and अगर convulsive phase patient attain कर चुका है, तो आप basic emergency management के साथ साथ एंटी कन्वल्सेंट देंगे either via IV or IM, okay, and it is mostly midazolam or diazepam 100 mg IV, all right. And finally, if depression phase is seen, if the severity of the overdose is too much and if there is depression of the CNS, symptoms are very depressing. So firstly, the basic emergency management protocol is to be followed, and artificial respiration should be continued in the patient along with introduction of IV fluids. आप circulation maintain करें, and also sympathomimetic drugs are to be introduced in the patient. So this was a very brief treatment plan which we usually follow when there is when there is a case of overdose, LA overdose in a patient. So this was all about LA toxicity, and now we shall be moving on to the toxicity of vasoconstrictors. Now coming to the overdose which is caused by the vasoconstrictor used in the local anesthetic cartridge. So जो आपका overdose होगा vasoconstrictor से, that is basically due to the excessive absorption of epinephrine or levonorepinephrine, all right. Now the optimum concentration of epinephrine appears to be 1:4 lakh, all right. Now when you give a concentration of 1:50,000 or 1:1 lakh, your administration should be a kind of local infiltration. जब आप 1:50,000 या 1:1 lakh के concentration में आप administer करते हैं, all right, LA agent को, तब आप basically local infiltration का use करेंगे, all right. And जहाँ तक dentistry में 1:50,000 concentration की बात है, when you give 1:50,000 concentration of vasoconstrictor or epinephrine, so this concentration is basically used in gingival retraction cords, which is used before the preparation of your crowns and bridges, all right. Now as far as the absorption or the overdose of vasoconstrictor is concerned, जहाँ तक vasoconstrictor के overdose की बात है, तो this is very rarely seen, okay. And जब इस situations को देखा गया है, that is basically reported in cases of abraded gingiva, जहाँ से absorption is very much conveniently seen of the vasoconstrictor, and जिसके वजह से CVS में ये बहुत easily absorb हो जाता है, and as a result there is overdose or toxicity of the epinephrine or the vasoconstrictor which is used. Now coming to the signs and symptoms which is experienced by the patient during the epinephrine overdose. So as far as symptoms are concerned, the patient will report fear, anxiety, tenseness, restlessness, throbbing headache, tremor, perspiration, weakness, dizziness, pallor, respiratory difficulty and palpitations. Now as far as signs are concerned, you will be able to distinguish sharp elevation in the blood pressure, which will be primarily systolic, elevated heart rate, possible cardiac dysarrhythmias, and all right. So these are the few most common signs and symptoms which can be experienced by the patients, all right. And as far as clinical management is concerned, so mostly in maximum cases the overdose of epinephrine is not much severe. जहाँ तक epinephrine के overdose की बात है, toxicity की बात है, तो basically they are of very short duration and little or no management is necessary, all right. But if there is the reaction is prolonged, then some management is desirable. Now if I talk about the management of epinephrine overdose, अगर मैं management की बात करूं तो basically the first thing which is required is termination of the procedure by any method, by any means. अगर epinephrine का introduction body में हो रहा है तो firstly the first and foremost action which is to be needed or required is the termination of the procedure. Okay, now if possible there should be removal of the source of epinephrine. All right, now after this the basic management protocol is followed, which is used in all medical emergencies, which we have already discussed, that is PABCD. Now firstly P is your position. जहाँ तक पोजीशन की बात है, द पेशेंट शुड बी इन अ वेरी कंफर्टेबल पोजीशन एंड अगर कॉन्शियस पेशेंट है तो कंफर्टेबली आप उसको पोजीशन करें, मोस्टली इन द सेमी सिटिंग पोजीशन और इरेक्ट पोजीशन. ऑल राइट, so that there is minimization of further elevation in the cerebral blood pressure. All right, now after the position is established, आपने एक बहुत ही comfortable position में patient को position कर दिया है, एक position में आपने बैठा दिया है patient को, then your airway, breathing and circulation are to be assessed. All right, now finally जहाँ तक definitive care की बात है तो reassure the patient that all the signs and symptoms are basically transient in nature and will subside shortly. All right, I already told you patient is gonna have anxiety and restlessness as the first and foremost symptom after epinephrine overdose. That should also be entertained. Patient should be explained very well that these symptoms are absolutely transient in nature and will subside after few minutes. All right, now monitor the vital signs and administer the oxygen. This is first and foremost rule which is to be followed in all medical emergencies. आपको vital signs को firstly आपको you need to assess and administration of oxygen should be done. But as far as hyperventilation is concerned, अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि पेशेंट जो है वो hyperventilation state में जा रहा है, the first and foremost thing is stoppage of oxygen. आप पेशेंट को ऑक्सीजन एडमिनिस्टर नहीं करेंगे. ऑल राइट, एंड लास्टली रिकवरी. time should be given to the patient so as to have recovery, and as long as the patient does not recover, patient is to be remain on the dental chair. All right, and the degree of post excitation fatigue with depression noted varies but is usually prolonged, and do not discharge the patient if any doubt remains about his or her ability to provide self care. So this was a very brief management protocol which is to be followed if by any chance there is epinephrine toxicity or vasoconstrictor toxicity in the patient. Now we already talked about both the kinds of overdoses which are experienced by the patient. Firstly we studied about the LA toxicity, and then we discussed on the vasoconstrictor toxicity or epinephrine overdose. All right, now the next systemic complication which can arise with the administration of LA agent is your allergy. So this is something which is to be discussed in very detail, because allergy is something which is seen more frequently than the overdose. So let us know what is allergy. तो firstly अगर मैं allergy की बात करूँ तो जैसे कि मैंने बताया, allergy is a hypersensitive state, all right, which is acquired through the exposure to particular allergen. So एक allergen होगा जिसके वजह से patient जो है उसके एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के बाद एक हाइपर सेंसिटिव स्टेट एक्वायर कर लेगा, एंड देन आप जब उसको री एक्सपोजर दोगे उस एलर्जन से, ओके, अ हाइटेंड कैपेसिटी टू रिएक्ट reaction will be seen. So patient basically develops a heightened capacity to react after the re-exposure to that allergen. So that allergen can be anything. all right, any kind of substance, any kind of material, anything, and जिसके वजह से जो पेशेंट है वो एक हाइपर सेंसिटिव स्टेट में चला जाता है, एक्वायर कर लेता है, एंड जब आप नेक्स्ट टाइम उस एलर्जन को एक्सपोजर देंगे पेशेंट के सामने, तो पेशेंट जो है इट विल गिव अ वेरी हाइटेंड रिस्पॉन्स टू दैट एलर्जन. ऑलराइट, now coming to the classification of allergic diseases, which is given by Gell and Coombs. As you can see in this chart, firstly, if I talk about different kinds of allergic diseases, so classification में we have 4 types. All right, the first type is your anaphylactic reactions. So basically they are immediate, homocytotropic, antigen induced and antibody mediated. Principal antibody which is responsible for this reaction is your IgE kind of antibody. Now clinical examples की अगर बात की जाए तो basically anaphylactic reactions include drug reactions, insect venom, antisera, atopic bronchial asthma, allergic rhinitis, okay, hay fever, etc. Now moving on to the next type, that is type 2. So cytotoxic या anti-membrane allergic reactions जो हैं, they are basically considered as type 2 allergic diseases. So basically the principal antibody जो कि involved है type 2 allergic reactions में, they are IgG and IgM. Alright, and the example of type 2 allergic reactions can be transfusion reactions, Goodpasture syndrome, autoimmune hemolysis, hemolytic anemia, and so on. Alright, now moving on to the type 3 allergic reactions, that is immune complex, जिसे हम serum sickness like reactions भी बोलते हैं. Now they are basically now the antibody which is responsible for type 3 allergic reactions are again IgG, okay, and the clinical examples are serum sickness, lupus nephritis, occupational allergic alveolitis, and acute viral hepatitis. And lastly, type 4, which is cell mediated or delayed or tuberculin type response allergic reactions, which are which have the maximum time of reaction, that is 48 hours, and the clinical example will be allergic contact dermatitis, infectious granulomas like tuberculosis and mycosis, tissue graft reaction, and chronic hepatitis. So these were the 4 types of allergic reactions which was given by Gell and Coombe, and this is something which we need to know, and we have already studied this in second year, and we need to know about these reactions very well so as to know about the allergic reactions which are occurred after the administration of your LA agent. As of now, we know what is allergy, what are the classification of allergic diseases. Now let us move on to the predisposing factors which can lead to a kind of allergic reaction in the patient. So अगर allergic response की बात करूं तो allergic responses to local anesthetic agents include dermatitis, bronchospasm and systemic anaphylaxis. So basically patient में आपको dermatitis, bronchospasm या respiratory problems and systemic anaphylaxis जो है वो basically आपको नजर आएगा as allergic response. Okay. Now most commonly जो आपके localized dermatological reactions हैं वो आपको ज़्यादा frequently नजर आएंगे. Now hypersensitivity to ester type of local anesthetic agents are most frequently seen. Okay, for example procaine, propoxycane, benzocaine, tetracaine, and all these related compounds are much more frequently involved in the hypersensitivity reactions. All right, and finally various contents of the dental LA cartridge can also be one of the reasons of allergic reactions. Now for this we need to know what are the basic composition of LA cartridge. So as far as the composition is concerned, so we have few components which all in all make up a LA cartridge. तो अगर मैं कंटेंट्स की बात करूं एक लोकल एनेस्थेटिक कार्ट्रिज के, तो फर्स्टली जैसा कि नाम से समझ में आ रहा है, फर्स्टली इट विल हैव अ लोकल एनेस्थेटिक एजेंट। उस कार्ट्रिज में जो आपका मैक्सिमम कंटेंट है दैट विल बी ऑफ कोर्स ऑफ लोकल एनेस्थेटिक एजेंट, एंड उसका फंक्शन होगा कंडक्शन ब्लॉकेड। ऑलराइट, नाउ जैसे ही लोकल एनेस्थेटिक एजेंट की बात आती है, वी ऑलवेज हैव वेजोकॉन्स्ट्रिक्टर इन माइंड. We have already discussed what are the advantages of using vasoconstrictor along with local anesthetic agent. वैसे I'll again repeat the functions. So basically it decreases the absorption of local anesthetic agent into the blood and thus increasing the duration of anesthesia and decreasing the toxicity of the एनेस्थेटिक एजेंट. सो बेसिकली वेजोकॉन्स्ट्रिक्टर जो है आपका एरिया ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन को वो कम कर देगा एंड बहुत ही एफिशिएंटली आपका लोकल एनेस्थेटिक एजेंट वर्क करेगा, फंक्शन करेगा. एंड ऑफ कोर्स जब लोकल एनेस्थेटिक एजेंट का लिमिटेशन होगा, एरिया ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कम होगा, तो डेफिनेटली टॉक्सिसिटी का जो चांसेस है वो भी कम हो जाएगा. ऑलराइट, नाउ थर्डली वी हैव सोडियम मेटाबाइसल्फाइड. Okay, and it acts as an antioxidant for the vasoconstrictor. Now fourthly we have methylparaben, all right, which is basically a preservative to increase the shelf life of the LA cartridge, all right, and it is also bacteriostatic in nature, but right now it has been excluded from all the local anesthetic cartridges manufactured in the US since January 1984, all right. And then we have sodium chloride, which maintains the isotonicity of the solution, and finally we have sterile water, which is a diluent. So basically this is the composition of the local anesthetic cartridge. It is also important from the viva point of view and also from the examination point of view, so you better revise this composition very thoroughly. All right, now we already studied about the composition of the local anesthetic cartridge. After this, we need to know about different kinds of allergens in local anesthetic agent. So we have different kinds of allergens which have been reported in local anesthetic agent. तो ऐसे कौन कौन से एलर्जेंस हैं जो लोकल एनेस्थेटिक एजेंट्स में हो सकते हैं, उसके वजह से एलर्जिक रिएक्शन शो हो सकता है. तो फर्स्टली वी हैव सोडियम बाइसल्फाइड. All right, we can have sodium bisulfite allergy. Okay, then we can have epinephrine allergy. Okay, and then latex allergy can be there. Latex, which is basically present as the thick plunger at one end of the local anesthetic cartridge and the thin diaphragm of the other end of the cartridge. Okay, through which the needle penetrates at one time contained latex. All right, and a patient can have a latex allergy because of that. And finally topical anesthetic allergy can also be present in the patient. Okay, and it can induce allergy. The most commonly used topical anesthetic in dentistry are esters such as benzocaine and tetracaine. Okay, and so these are the 4 allergens which are which have been reported to cause allergic reactions in the patient. Now moving on to the signs and symptoms which is caused during the allergic reactions. I already told you basically जो आपके dermatological reactions हैं, उसके बाद respiratory reactions हैं and anaphylactic reactions हैं, यही they are basically seen during allergic reactions. Okay, because of local anesthetic agent. तो अगर dermatological reactions की बात की जाए तो the most common allergic drug reaction associated with local anesthetic administration consists of urticaria and angioedema. All right, and जो आपके dermatological reactions हैं they are not at all life threatening. This was all about the dermatological reactions. Now as far as respiratory reactions are concerned, clinical signs and symptoms of the allergy may be solely related to the respiratory tract, or respiratory tract involvement may occur along with other systemic response also. Respiratory distress, dyspnea, wheezing, erythema, cyanosis, diaphoresis, tachycardia, increased anxiety, use of accessory muscle of respiration. Okay, this can be the signs and symptoms of respiratory reactions seen during allergic reaction. Okay, Now, laryngeal edema and extension of angioneurotic edema to the larynx is the swelling of the soft tissue surrounding the vocal apparatus with subsequent obstruction of the airway can also be seen, and it is a life-threatening reaction. So, you know, laryngeal edema is life-threatening emergency, and so the basic, you know, management protocol should be started as soon as possible. All right. Now, अगर generalized anaphylaxis की बात की जाए तो we have already read जो आपके एलर्जिक रिएक्शंस के जो डिफरेंट क्लासिफिकेशंस थे, उसमें जो आपका टाइप 1 था दैट वाज एनाफाइलैक्टिक रिएक्शन. All right, and generalized anaphylaxis can be a allergic reaction. Okay, signs and symptom of allergic reaction which can be, you know, present in the patient, and the most dramatic and acutely life-threatening allergic reaction is generalized anaphylaxis. Now, clinical death can occur within few minutes. तो इसीलिए आपका बेसिकली जो एंटीजन का जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है, ओके, उसके तुरंत लाइक फ्यू मिनट्स के बाद ही दी, यू नो, anaphylaxis, generalized anaphylaxis can be developed. Okay, and basically it is seen after parenteral administration of the allergen. Okay, the time of response is very much variable, but the reaction typically develops rapidly, reaching maximum intensity within 5 to 30 minutes. All right, so these are some of the you know, signs and symptoms which is seen during the allergic reactions in a patient. I already told you there can be dermatological reactions, there can be respiratory reactions, and there can be generalized anaphylaxis. Now, as far as the management portion is concerned, we'll you know, talk on all the allergic reactions, all the signs and symptoms which are, you know, a part of allergic reactions. So firstly, अगर skin reactions की बात की जाए, we already discussed dermatological reactions are a very common part of, you know, signs and symptoms which is seen during allergic reactions. आप बहुत ही commonly skin reactions को देखेंगे. Either it can be a delayed skin reaction, that means 60 minutes के बाद the reaction will be present. Okay, and इतने देर तक एक patient जो है वो dental clinic को छोड़ के जा चुका होता है. तो what all, you know, management protocols are to be followed when there is delayed skin reaction. So basically ये जो delayed skin reactions हैं, they are not life threatening. Okay, and examples include a localized mild skin reaction and mucous membrane reaction after application of topical anesthetic agent. All right, now basic management follows the usual, that is your PABCD. Okay, basically जो आपका position है, आप मतलब you cannot define that because patient is already gone, and if the patient is there, patient is conscious, you need to assist the airway, breathing and circulation. Now, as far as definitive care is concerned, आपको oral histaminic blocker देना है. You have to give oral antihistamine. Okay, 50 mg of diphenhydramine or 10 milligram of chlorpheniramine. Okay, and this is something which is required to be done. All right, now as far as immediate skin reaction is concerned, आपने patient को administer किया local anesthetic agent, and within 60 minutes the allergy, the signs and symptoms of the allergy is going to develop. Now it requires a vigorous management. The examples include conjunctivitis, rhinitis, urticaria, pruritus, okay, pruritus and erythema. All right, now PABC, you know, the position and the airway, breathing, circulation का जो assessment है, that all remains the same. You have to position the patient, the conscious patient, comfortably, and you know, the airway, breathing and circulation are to be assessed properly, adequately. Okay, now as far as definitive care is concerned, you have to you know, administer the antihistaminic agents, okay, parenterally, either via intramuscularly, IM or IV. All right, now administer parenteral histamine blocker, 50 milligrams of diphenhydramine, 20 milligrams if the patient is less than 30 kg. All right, or 10 milligram chlorpheniramine in this case, if the patient is less than 30 kg, then you have to administer 5 milligrams. All right. Now monitor and record the vitals accordingly: blood pressure, heart rate, rhythm, respiratory rate, etc. You have to assess all the vitals for every 5 minutes. Okay, in every 5 minutes for 1 hour at least. Now you have to observe the patient for a minimum of 60 minutes, and then you need to prescribe the oral histamine blocker for next 3 days. All right. So this is the basic management protocol which is to be followed in both delayed type of skin reactions as well as immediate type of skin reactions. Now coming to the respiratory reactions, which can be life-threatening at times. So your PABC part of the basic management emergency protocol remains the same. You need to position the unconscious patient comfortably. All right. He should be seated upright to a varying degree. All right. Now airway, breathing and circulation are assessed. Airway is patent although patient is exhibiting respiratory distress. Now circulation is assessed as adequate. If all these things are absolutely adequate or normal, then you need to move on to the definitive care. अगर मैं definitive care की बात करूँ तो firstly respiratory distress है, respiratory reactions हैं, तो आप सबसे पहले जो आपका treatment है अगर आपने start कर दिया है, then you need to terminate that. All right. Then the next step should be administration of the oxygen via full mask, nasal hood or nasal cannula at the flow of 5 to 6 liters per minute. Now इसके बाद oxygen administration के बाद you need to administer epinephrine intramuscularly. The dosage should be 0.3 milligrams if the weight is more than 30 kg and 0.15 milligram if the weight is less than 30 kgs. All right. It is one of the option, or the second option is appropriate bronchodilator via metered dose inhaler. All right. And example can be albuterol. Albuterol can be given. All right. Now the next thing which is to be done on recovery of bronchospasm is administration of histamine blocker to minimize the risk of the relapse. The dosage I already told you, it should be 50 milligrams IM diphenhydramine, okay, and 25 milligram in case of patients of below 30 kg of weight. And the other option can be 10 milligrams IM chlorpheniramine or 5 milligrams if less than 30 kg weight. All right. So this was the management protocol which is to be done in case of respiratory reactions. All right. Now lastly we had talk about generalized anaphylaxis, and in the introduction I already told you that this kind of allergic reaction, which is basically generalized anaphylaxis, is a very life-threatening reaction, and the management protocol should be started ASAP, as soon as possible. Okay, and it is a medical emergency situation, so everything is to be assessed. Airway, breathing, circulation is to be assessed, position is to be made comfortable, and then immediately a definitive care is to be started. All right. And the first and foremost thing which is to be done so as to manage the generalized anaphylaxis is administration of the epinephrine. Now epinephrine is the first drug which is to be administered in case of generalized anaphylaxis. जहाँ तक basically dosage की बात है तो 0.3 ml of 1:1000 for more than 30 kg weight or 0.15 ml for less than 30 kg weight is the dosage, all right, of epinephrine. Now the doctor should have previously called for the office emergency team. Okay. Now I already told you, since generalized anaphylaxis is an emergency situation, so you should have a preloaded syringe of epinephrine. Okay, it is recommended for the emergency kit. All right, and also epinephrine is the only injectable drug. Okay, the author recommends that should be kept in the preloaded delivery system so as to prevent the confusion when looking for it in this, near panic situation. All right. Now, firstly, we understood that the epinephrine is the first drug which should be administered in this medical emergency. All right. Now, after epinephrine, if the clinical picture, fails to improve, again a second dose, is administered after 5 to 10 minutes, and it should be repeated after every 5 to 10 minutes if the situation, doesn't improve. All right. Now, administration of oxygen should be done. Then vital signs should be monitored regularly, okay, at least after every 5 minutes, okay. Chest compressions are to be started if no palpable pulse, okay. So that will be a case of cardiac arrest, and in cardiac arrest, as soon as possible your chest compressions should be started. This was a very important management protocol which should be followed in case of a generalized generalized anaphylaxis. Okay. Now, as far as additional drug therapy is concerned, so once a patient is stable, additional drug therapy may be started. All right. This includes antihistaminic agents, I already told you, and a corticosteroid, and both the drugs IM or if available IV should be administered. Okay. They function to prevent a recurrence of the signs and symptoms, obviating the need for the continued administration of the epinephrine. So this was all about the management protocol which should be followed in all the different cases of allergic reactions we have already discussed. If you have any doubts, you can get back to me in the comment section. With this, we are done with the systemic complications after the administration of local anesthetic agent. Okay, and if you like the video, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.